Perfect.
All right, wonderful. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand from the Tenerife group here. Tenerife. Jai Sachidanand Dayal and friends. So wonderful to see you all. Yeah.
Jai Sachidanand, Dayal.
Amén.
Jai Sachidanand.
¿Dónde estaba perdida, mujer?
Oh, yeah.
And we have the group of Ana La Plata, the group, the
Yes, we are in La Plata. We are all here.
wonderful. So good. So good to see. Yay, hey, so good, wonderful. So that is, and then who else is here? There's Alicia. Oh, Alicia.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Maggie. Yes, Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Shuddha, Maggie sent you a message by her cell phone.
Okay. All right.
Posadas.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Ahí.
All right. Okay. Wonderful. Yes. Okay. So let us begin. And then we have the group in Posada too, right? The Posada group. That's the group in Posada. Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. Wonderful. So good to see you again more. Good. All right. So we have the whole group. And we are ready to begin the satsang here on this 7th of September. And I'll mute everyone and then we will have some less sound. Where are we? I will unmute you, huh? You are also in La Plata. Where are you?
Yes, I am in La Plata. I came with Maggie, Luz, and Sandra too.
All right, wonderful. So let us begin the Trimantra from the La Plata group, huh? Shall we do that?
Van a cantar el Trimantra, el grupo de La Plata, por favor. Yes. Pero apaguen, déjenlas, el Trimantra. Namo Mitragai, Namo Arihantana, Namo Sitana, Namo Ayariyana, Namo Vasayana, Namo Loyesa.
Oh, what happened?
Sarvapavanashanu Mangalanam Shasavesim Padaman Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Sachidanand Namo Vitragai Namo Harihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Hayariranam Namo Vasayanam Namo Loyesava Eso panchanamukaro Sarvapavapanashano Magalanam Chasavesim Paraman Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchitanam Namo Vigrahaya Namo Arihantam Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayarenam Namo Vazayanam Namo Loye Sabhasaunam Yeso Panchanamukaro Sarvapavapanashano Mangalanam Chasavesim Paraman Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchitanam Jai Satchitanam Jai Satchitanam
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Let us have now the Tenerife group recite the Navakalams, please. Huh?
Ahora Tenerife, si por favor pueden recitar los 9 kalams, por favor.
Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no dañar, ni hacer que alguien dañe, ni instigar a nadie a que dañe al ego de ningún ser ni en lo más mínimo. Dame la infinita fuerza interior para no dañar al ego de ningún ser vivo, y para conducir mi habla, mis pensamientos y mis acciones en una manera que sea aceptable para todos. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no dañar, ni hacer que alguien dañe, ni instigar a nadie a que dañe lo más mínimo la fundación de ninguna religión. Dame la infinita fuerza interior para no dañar en lo más mínimo la fundación de ninguna religión, y para que yo pueda conducir mi habla, mis pensamientos y mi acción en una manera que sea aceptable para todos. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no criticar, ofender o insultar a ningún monje, monja, sacerdote o líder religioso vivo. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no tener aversión u odio hacia ningún ser. Dame fuerza para no dar lugar a que nadie odie, ni para instigar a alguien a que odie a ningún ser, ni en lo más mínimo. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no hablar de una manera dañina o dura hacia ningún ser vivo, ni en lo más mínimo, ni hacer que alguien lo haga, ni a instigar a que alguien lo haga. Si alguien hablara de una manera dañina o dura, dame por favor la fuerza interior para responderle de una manera suave y amable. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no tener, ni causar, ni instigar a nadie a tener ningún deseo sexual, sentimiento o gesto a ningún ser vivo, sea varón, hembra o neutro. Dame la suprema fuerza para permanecer libre de los deseos sexuales para siempre. Querido Dada Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para controlar mi excesiva tentación hacia la comida. Dame fuerza para tomar una comida bien equilibrada y completa. Querido Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para no criticar, ni ofender, ni insultar a ningún ser, esté presente o no, vivo o muerto, ni a causar que alguien lo haga, ni a instigar a que alguien lo haga. Querido Bhagavan, dame la infinita fuerza interior para convertirme en un instrumento defensor de la realización del ser en el mundo. Jai Satchidananda.
Wonderful. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Highest namaskars to the Paramatma within each one present here in this satsang. The Paramatma is your Amapura. The Shuddhatma is Paramatma. Where are we? Sorry. Yes. Okay, go on. Yeah.
Bueno, ya está dando los más altos namaskar a todos los paramatmas que son las almas puras.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one. There is no two. There is only the you, the I, the Y capital U or the I capital I, without any other attachments in all that is present here, you see.
No hay dos, solamente hay uno. Eres tú con mayúsculas o yo con mayúsculas.
Yeah.
Uno solo.
Any belief that there is anything else except the I is all wrong belief, or what we call vibhav, or the wrong view, you see.
Todo lo único real es el yo, el ser real, y todo lo demás es conocimiento erróneo.
Yeah, and it is the essence of this satsang is to become free from this false belief or the illusion that has had taken over us for countless previous lives, but now no more.
Y es este falso conocimiento o esta ignorancia lo que nos mantiene volviendo una y otra vez a través de...
Yeah. And this is, before it was the I with the wrong belief or the wrong view. And that was the cause of all suffering for the self and others. And now it is the pure I, Eosoma Pura, who is well on his way to becoming the absolute I, the Paramatma.
Y esta creencia errónea era todo lo que traía sufrimiento a las personas, pero al obtener el verdadero conocimiento de quién verdaderamente soy, que es el conocimiento del alma pura, y de quién que este conocimiento es el que me mantiene alejado, para el sufrimiento.
Yeah, the exact understanding and the knowledge is that I am now awakened. I have become free from all of this garbage of opinions and kashais and wrong views and beliefs. See?
Y ahora, al tener este conocimiento y estar en conciencia, puedo liberarme de todas estas opiniones que son basura, falsas creencias que me mantenían atado. Y ahora soy libre de todo eso.
And that it's, that one in the wrong belief, and that one who was not awakened was called the Mudha. Mudha means sleeping. You see, he is not aware or unaware. You see, unaware. Mood, unaware Atma. Mood Atma. You see, that one who before the Gnani Vidhi was unaware, unawakened, you see. You would walk around saying, I am so Maggie, I am Damian, I am Cristian, you see. That was called the Mood Atma, unaware Atma.
Antes de recibir todo este conocimiento en el Gnan y saber realmente quiénes somos y que somos alma pura, el conocimiento que teníamos era un no conocimiento, es moda, es como estar en modo de estar durmiendo. El conocimiento nos despierta al ser verdadero, del alma pura, absoluta alma pura.
And when you and I awaken, you see, we awaken, and then we say, and this awakening is the coming home. You say, of this awakening is the coming home. You don't come home. Coming home is a phrase. Actually, you never left the home. You were just in the wrong belief, you see. You and I were always the Amapuras, but we had no awareness of that. So the return of the awareness or the awakening is called the coming home, you see. And that is called I am pure soul. I am Shuddhatma. The same one.
El hecho de recibir este conocimiento lo que nos hace sentir es que volvemos a nuestro hogar, pero en realidad siempre estuvimos en nuestro hogar, pero lo que no teníamos era el conocimiento.
Yes,
continue.
Yeah, and then as this awakening continues to be applied in all walks and interactions of life, as this awakened vision continues to prevail, as initially it is applied and then it prevails. Initially you apply it and then it prevails. It becomes our state. And then it becomes the Paramatma. So the same one who was Muda, Dormida, becomes Pura, and then he becomes Param, Absoluta.
Ok. Antes de recibir este conocimiento, nosotros éramos almas dormidas, y ahora al recibir este conocimiento, primero vamos a estar aplicándolo y después vamos a estar, esto es lo que va a prevalecer en nosotros sin tener que estar trabajando, como que va a surgir de una forma natural.
Yeah, there is no...
dormida pasa al alma despierta, consciente, Paramatma.
Yeah, he was in the dormant state, dormant, you know. Dormant means it's like, you know, the butterfly until, you know, it becomes a butterfly, it's in a dormant state. But then it comes out of its shell and now it is free, you see, in all its colors to fly, you know, so we also are now flying in our space, you see, unimpeded by anything, unimpeded by any kind of wrong beliefs.
La maravilla de este conocimiento es como ver el proceso de cómo la oruga se transforma en mariposa y cómo se libera de cualquier impedimento para desplegar sus alas y poder volar.
Yeah, we go around in this magnificent, you know, at the moment we woke up, from then onwards, every vision is the vision of the invisible one. You see, when people can only see the visible Sylvia, the visible Ricardo, or the Cristian, they cannot see you, the magnificent invisible one, that is awakened one, you see.
El ser que está despierto es el ser despierto y es invisible. Y es las personas que ven a Ricardo, ven a Damiano o ven a Cristian, no pueden estar viendo la magnificencia maravillosa de
people, you know, as we look at each other here, we greet each other here, you know, we see the visible forms, that which can be experienced through these five senses, and the mind and the intellect is in front of us. We see the Dear Tenerife group or the La Plata group or each one of us here, and we see the visible, but at the same time, our invisible vision is prevailing, and we see the invisible one in each one of you too, the pure one, the pure one.
En estos momentos también podemos ver a la gente de Tenerife o Posadas y podemos ver la parte visible, los cuerpos, pero también con la mirada despierta podemos ver al ser invisible.
So you see, there is murti. Everybody now already knows the word murti. Like, you buy the murti of Lord Simandar in Simandar city or elsewhere. Murti means form, an idol. Murti. You get a murti.
Like a statue.
Yeah, if the one that is visible through the five senses, you see, the one, any statue, anything that can be seen in 3 dimensions and can be felt, touched, smelled, experienced, seen, heard, etc. That is called murti, you see.
Sucede lo mismo con los murtis. Los murtis son como la parte visible, son las estatuas, lo que tiene forma, todo lo que puede ser percibido con los 5 sentidos, que puedes tocarlo, leerlo, y sentirle el gusto. Esto es lo
You see, so as we see Cecilia or Fabiana or Silvana, we are aware of this form. You see, this akar is called form, you see, the form.
Podemos ver a Fabiana, Silvia o a Cecilia, lo que estamos viendo es la forma.
Rupa means form, or form, and that form is the joint complex of these subatomic particles that gives the exact shape of the nose, the eyes, the lips, the mouth, you see, and that is the visible form. And then there is the visible form of the mind too. You can see your mind, you see, the mind is visible, you see.
Se puede ver que nosotros tenemos un cuerpo, una forma, que todo esto está hecho por las partículas. Y también se ve la mente. La mente también es visible, no solamente el cuerpo. La mente también.
So we can see
los 5 sentidos.
So we see the visible form of this that is in front of us, and we also are being able to now see the one in whose presence Silvana or Fabiana is moving, you see, or thinking, in whose presence Graciela or Ricardo is thinking, in whose presence Ricardo is here, you see, in whose presence Cristiana is here and Damian is here. We also see that one, you see, we see that one.
También podemos ver como Damián, Cristian, Silvana están en presencia, cómo se están moviendo. Eso también es visible.
Yeah, so the real and the invisible one within each one of us, the invisible, the amurta. And as you know, we have told you, anytime you put the word like a little a in front of the word, it becomes the opposite. Murta, visible. You see visible. All right, this is visible. Amurta, you see with your invisible eyes. You see with your invisible, the awakened one sees the invisible one.
Bueno, como ya dijimos muchas veces en Gujarati, cuando ponemos el prefijo a alguna palabra, lo que estamos diciendo es lo opuesto. Entonces, Murti es lo visible, Amurti es lo que no se ve.
Yeah, so you see, this is the beauty of it. We see the murtis. And
hermoso de ver los murtis.
The murti is our vision is automatic. We also do, and to see it this way, to see it in this dual way, is called the true darshan. The true darshan. This is called the real darshan of the awakened one. You see, the awakened ones see it this way.
Entonces poder ver de las dos formas, la parte visible y la parte invisible, el murti y el amurti, es la doble visión que podemos tener. Es y esto lo puede hacer el que está despierto.
Yeah, and this, you see, this visible form, and this visible form is relative to the essential vision. In other words, the essential vision of you and I now has become associated with the awareness of the eternal, Sat Chit Anand, you see. The awareness of the eternal is bliss, and in that vision I see you, each one of you.
En esta visión interna, verdadera, yo ahora puedo verte a tu ser verdadero.
In this relative vision, my friends, this is the only definition of the relative. You see, there is no other definition of the relative. Is only with respect to and with reference to my eternal vision. You see, my eternal vision it prevails, and therefore everything that I see is relative to it. You see, is relative to it. It is, and in relationship to this, in relationship to your presence as the Ama, you are present here as bodies. You see.
Con lo que respecta a nuestras almas, que es la presencia real, eso es lo que nos permite hoy estar presentes de cuerpo, aquí y ahora también.
In this relative, in other words, everything, so the I, with respect to, in relationship with, is changing. It is continuously changing, and it has relative value only. It doesn't have any real value, you see. The values now change. Therefore, we come to the word value. What is the value, you see? What is the value? Anything that is happening in the relative has got a relative value. The value is of the real, the Sat, the eternal, you see.
Y ahora es como viene el cambio y la transformación, que de pasar de lo relativo pasamos a lo real.
Yeah, because without the real, the relative is zero. Without, Alexander the Great, you all heard of the story of Alexander the Great, Alexander.
El valor, lo real es el valor verdadero. Y acá pregunta si todos conocen la historia de Alejandro el Grande.
Yeah, he conquered most of the world, and
gran parte del mundo.
When he died, his funeral procession was very interesting. His funeral procession, they saw something hanging out. You see, his hands were hanging out like this, out of the body, you see.
Cuando falleció, conquistó la mayor parte del mundo, y cuando murió sucedió algo muy curioso, y en su funeral sus manos como que colgaron, así se pusieron.
Yeah, and people were saying, wow, he's the emperor of emperors, and look what's happening. Somebody's made a mistake. Why have they not covered his hands in part of the coffin? No, his hands were hanging out. And they said, no, this is how he has ordered it. He says, see, I'm leaving with nothing. I'm leaving this world with nothing. I had everything, and yet nothing is mine. I'm living with nothing, you see.
Entonces, cuando sus manos colgaban de su sepulcro, la gente estaba horrorizada porque era el emperador de los emperadores, el super conquistador, y nadie se había preocupado de que sus manos estuvieran atadas, pero ese había sido un pedido de él, que sus manos quedaran sueltas para que se viera que él se iba y nada había en sus manos, no se llevaba absolutamente nada.
Nothing comes with us, and the time, precious time, is ticking, you see, in this body, you see, precious, and yet what human beings take with them is their causal body into the next life, their kashais, their anger, pride, deceit, greed, the me and the mine. I am something, and the empty ego and the ego reactions is what they carry forward with them in the next life. Everything else is left here, you see. Everything else is left here.
Todo absolutamente queda acá. Lo único que se retira cuando el cuerpo muere es el alma pura y el cuerpo causal, que se lleva todos los kashais y el ego, la ira, la codicia, el orgullo.
And it is on, yeah, absolutely. It is exactly on the basis of that kasai that a new body is formed. So whatever was left to accumulate in this life through greed continues to get accumulated in the next life, you see. Whatever was unfinished in this life through kashais continues to be fulfilled through kashais in the next life only, you see.
Y todo, absolutamente todo lo que no se completó en esta vida a través de los kashais se va a completar y se va a llevar a la próxima vida. Por eso va a haber un nuevo cuerpo.
Yeah, this, you don't, each one of us here in the satsang, we do not need to be concerned about this. We are done with kashais. We are done with kashais. We are separated from this kashais. You know, we are, these kashais, anger, pride, deceit, and greed have been absolutely separated, and their existence is cannot touch you. Their existence is dissolved through the light of the self only. Who Eo Samapura, the middle one, the awakened one now knows, the pure one knows that these kashais have no value. You know?
El ser despierto sabe que estos kashais no tienen absolutamente ningún valor y nosotros ya no tenemos este problema porque ya sabemos que podemos no ser tocados por las opiniones y por los kashais, ya estamos liberados.
It's as if each one of us is saying goodbye to this world of worlds, world after world after world, the physical phenomenal world, the final goodbye, you see, through the 5 agnas, final goodbye, we're saying, we're done, bye-bye, you see. We're going to moksha, you see, going into our space of becoming the absolute, you see, becoming the absolute only. The absolute, sorry, go on, yeah.
Al separarnos y el estar liberados de todos estos kashais, ya no vamos a ir a otro cuerpo y nos vamos a moksha, bye bye, sin tener que estar volviendo a transitar.
Yeah, what I used to believe to be precious and important doesn't have that hold on me anymore. What is precious? What is beautiful? What is truly beautiful? Beautiful is this invisible one, the Amurta within each one of you, you see. More, there is nothing compared to the beauty of that one, you see. This external is a creation of subatomic particles only. You know, today he is handsome, today she is lovely, and then it will disintegrate, you see.
Vamos viendo como en la vida absolutamente todo lo material que es producto de las partículas subatómicas va perdiendo todo el sentido.
An ugly man without kashais is more beautiful than a very handsome man with anger and pride, you know.
Un hombre feo sin kashai es mucho más hermoso que un hombre hermoso con kashais.
So it is with your kashai-less vision, It is with our beautiful vision of the real, you can begin to appreciate the beauty in the relative of each one of us, you see. Even in the relative, you can begin to appreciate the beauty of each one. The one that you didn't like, if you continue to see with your invisible vision, you will begin to see a unique beauty in him too, you see, or her too.
En relativo, tener la mirada real y ver en el otro el alma pura hace una transformación y va cambiando absolutamente todo.
The vision without opinions allows you to see the beauty in the relative too, you see.
La visión sin opiniones permite ver la belleza en todo.
Yeah, every human being in the relative is got something beautiful around and about him, you see. In the relative also, every human being has something beautiful. You know, we are shifting from the original beauty to the relative beauty now.
Desde lo real siempre vamos a estar viendo la belleza en la otra persona, pero también en lo relativo también vemos a la otra persona hermosa viéndolo desde esta visión real.
Yeah, so this is through the vision of the eternal, you see.
La visión de lo eterno.
Through the vision of the self, through the vision of the amurta,
Desde la visión del ser de la murta,
and through the vision of the arupi. Rupi means form, arupi means formless, you see. Arupi.
La visión del arupi,
Yeah.
forma.
Through the vision of the unaffected one, you see, the alipta, you know, the unaffected one.
La persona del ser que no se afecta.
You see, there is, you know, these relatives that in this phenomenal world, everything will tend to affect you. Something or the other will tend to touch you, but yours is the unaffected alipta, the unanointed vision, and through that vision of the self, you will begin to see the beauty of that which is beyond the touch and the non-touch, not the physical touch, but the affectation is, the mind is affected. That is also a touch. You see, I'm affected. I'm bothered. Why are you bothered? It is affecting the mind only. I'm sorry, go on.
Esta maravillosa visión de poder ver desde el ser, te permite que nada te toque, y no solamente que te toque físicamente, también pueden tocarte con palabras, y así te mantenés no afectado.
Yeah, so it is not a question of running away from this physical world. We are not, when we say why, we are not running away. We are taking in the beauty of everything as it is. We are appreciating it in the opinionless vision, the vision without opinion, you see. Appreciating it in the vision without opinions, and then that is the true appreciation, you see, that, you know, that is the true appreciation.
No se trata de salir corriendo de este mundo, se trata de poder apreciarlo en la visión correcta, y se puede apreciar que también este mundo tiene belleza.
So, my dear friends, this is so beautiful. I do the highest namaskars to this invisible one within each one of present here, you see. In fact,
una bienvenida a todos los seres que están aquí, me inclino y les doy los más altos saludos al ser invisible que habita en cada uno de ustedes.
Within the invisible one, within Alicia, Betty, Gabrielle, Silvana, and Marianela, you see that, you know, they're present here. They're not visible to these eyes, but they're present here, and we appreciate them.
Es toda la apreciación de Shuddha para los que nombró y para los que no nombró también, que mira, que los ve con sus ojos invisibles al ser invisible de todos.
The very presence, the very word, the very smruti, you see, smruti, smriti, which is a very beautiful word, the remembrance. Remembrance. The very sumiran or smriti, you see, is love, you see, the very acknowledgement. You see, we are acknowledging not the Christian or the Damian as we see, or the Fabiana that we see, we are acknowledging the one who is present, you see, the one who is present here.
Lo que estamos haciendo es recordando quiénes verdaderamente son, los que están presentes, y es el amor y la presencia de ellos.
You know, in our language we have many bhajans. Bhajans means devotional songs written by great poets, you know. And
en el idioma original nosotros tenemos un montón de canciones hermosas escritas por
yeah, and the common theme in all of these bhajans is, oh my Lord, oh mind, remember the Lord. Yes, remember the name of the Lord. Oh mere mana sumiran karle mere mana. Oh mind, remember the name of the Lord. Remember the Lord or the name of the Lord.
El nombre de Dios.
You see, for the human beings of the world, they only can sing, whereas for us it is instant presence, direct presence of the self. You see? Yes, you know, again and again, everything in this relative world will continue to remind you and pull you in that direction. Oh, I have to do this, today's Saturday, I have to take care of this, I've got to get this thing, I've got to get that. Whereas the only thing that is so difficult to remember for those who are not awakened is the Lord, that in whose presence all of this is happening, in whose presence all of this is happening. That one, you and I don't even have to remember, because we have become that. You see?
Probablemente todos dentro nuestro tengamos una agenda sobre lo que tenemos que hacer hoy en el día sábado, mañana, domingo, y todo lo que tenemos que hacer. Pero solamente recordando el nombre del Señor que llevamos dentro, viene absolutamente toda la presencia. Y ahora casi tampoco tener que nombrarlo, porque ya nos hemos vuelto su presencia.
It is, you know, we say remember the name of the Lord, where for us it becomes Ishvin Rainas, Vishuddhatma cho, Amapura, Soya Amapura. But you see, this is now a continuous inner rhythm and remembrance. This is not is something that can be interrupted anymore. You see, it is a continuous link within each one of us, is it not?
Es como que lo que hemos conseguido es mantener el ritmo de la presencia del Señor en nosotros, cualquiera sea el idioma. Esto es lo que se mantiene.
And this continuous link that is going on, you see, this link of the Lord is what is happening within each one of us, each one of the awakened Mahatmas of Gnani Purush Dadashri, see? Each one.
Este ritmo es lo que sucede en cada uno de los Mahatmas del Gnani.
The beauty of it is that we think we are forgetting, and he says, my dear Maman, my dear Damian, you do not have the capacity to remember me, and therefore I awaken within you, you see. I rise within you, and therefore you will never forget me. I am there forever within. Now there is no way you can forget me, Herman or Ricardo, you know.
Y esto, mantenerse en esta sintonía o en esta unión, hace que Dada nos diga, importa que ustedes pueden olvidarse, pero yo voy a estar adentro de ustedes y voy a aparecer en todo momento y voy a estar presente allí. No hace falta que me llamen como nombre, no, estoy allí.
So in this Indian bhajans, in this Indian songs of worship, you see, the poet says, "My Lord, I don't have the capacity even to remember you. You know, I don't have this capacity to remember you. It is your grace which arises within me. It is your grace which arises within me, which pulls me to you, and therefore I become aware of you. It is all your grace. All your grace."
En estas canciones que estaba hablando Shuddha antes, dice que el que las escribió dice, a veces como que no tengo tiempo, no recuerdo invocarte o nombrarte, pero solamente es por tu divina gracia que vos surgís dentro de mí y estás dentro de mí.
Yeah, yes, okay. So now, you know, the Maggie had a request, and she just wanted to quickly share with me to kind of take some time to share the importance of being in the retreat. You see, now, you know,
compartir con Shuddha la importancia de mantenerse, de estar presentes en el retiro.
Now, retreat is an interesting word, you see. It's to reverse and come back home. You see, you know, you've gone out everywhere. The world is taking you in 100 different directions, and there is one place where you can go and be where it is easy, you know, and you come home. You see, of course, what we have discussed so far is the essential retreat. You see, Sumiran. You see. Sumiran is a retreat. See?
Sumiran es un retiro y es como que todo el día estamos saliendo fuera, que vamos a un lugar, estamos al otro. Este retiro es como volver al lugar, al centro, al hogar.
That is the final retreat, Sumiran, you see. But here, you know, it becomes, in this relative world, it becomes difficult in the initial stages to be by yourself, away from Mahatmas, you see, with your little book, to gather the energy of this beautiful satsang. You see, here we are all together, you know. Ever since this satsang started, the energies are rising and rising within only, you know.
A veces cuesta tanto, ¿no? Que andamos con los libritos nada más por el mundo, y el hecho de poder unirnos y encontrarnos inmediatamente potencia la energía, y es importantísimo la unión, la reunión de todos los Mahatmas.
Yeah, this is the energy of the words of the Gnani Purush Dadashri. You see, these are the energies of the words of the one of which there is no owner. There is no owner of these words. There is no one saying, "I'm speaking here." You see, we are all taking a magnificent bath in this shower of words.
Acá no hay un dueño de las palabras, ¿no? Yo dije estas palabras.
Yeah,
las palabras son dichas, es como que recibimos un baño, una ducha de todas estas hermosas palabras.
But when you are present live as Mahatmas, when you gather together as Mahatmas physically, like the people that have gathered in Tenerife and Posada and La Plata, you see, there is...
Cuando los Mahatmas se juntan, como en Tenerife, Posadas, La Plata,
you see, there is something additional that happens very beautifully. There, the Mahatmas have gathered, the enlightened ones, the awakened ones have gathered, you see.
Y entonces cuando se juntan, algo maravilloso sucede, porque justamente por juntarnos, ¿no? Unen los que están despiertos, los iluminados.
Yeah, and that becomes, therefore it becomes even that much more easy, because the environment is of satsang, you see, the environment is of satsang.
Y esto se vuelve mucho más importante porque todo el entorno se vuelve satsang.
Next to the presence of the Gnani is the environment of Mahatmas, you see, in terms of the exact effect, you see.
Please repeat it.
Except, the most important presence is of the living Gnani, the living awakened one, you see. Yeah?
Lo más importante de todo es estar en presencia de un Gnani viviente.
And then the next to that is the environment of the awakened Mahatmas of the Gnani. These are Gnani Mahatmas, you see.
Después de la importancia de estar frente a un Gnani viviente, lo que sigue es el entorno que se generan con los Mahatmas.
Each one of you, in essence, is a Gnani Mahatma because knowledge has arisen within you, you see. It is knowledge that guides your interaction with a Mahatma, you see. When there is a Mahatma, the Gnan comes in, you see. When with the world, file comes in. With Mahatmas, Gnan comes in, you see.
Cuando estamos con relativos, el mundo entra, pero cuando los Mahatmas se juntan, se encuentran, el Gnan entra inmediatamente.
So whenever Mahatmas are gathering...
Y lo que decía que es súper importante es que somos mini Gnani, ¿no? Somos Gnani.
Yeah, because your Gnan is expression. You see, when you go, Mahatmas get together, they want to share Gnan. They don't want to share a Gnan, because there's only two things you can share, Gnan or Agnan, Agnan. Agnan means ignorance, you see.
Cuando los Mahatmas se juntan, lo que quieren hacer es compartir el conocimiento, Gnan, porque ya de Agnan, que es ignorancia, no queremos compartir más.
Yeah, so you can only share Gnan or Agnan. Agnan is the silly talk that goes on morning till evening, you see, without awareness. Gnan means where aware, the awakened one is applying his awareness. You see, you and I are becoming more and more aware of the invisible one, the Amurta, in that which is in front of the Murta. The Gnani Mahatma is also a Murta Mahatma, you see. I'm sorry, did I speak too much? The Gnani Mahatma is also the visible Mahatma. He is Murti, you see. The Gnani Mahatma.
El Gnani Mahatma también es una persona visible, ¿no? Un ser visible.
Yeah, the Gnani Mahatma, all of you are Gnani Mahatmas, but you don't go and tell that to the world. This is only for an inner understanding, you see.
Solamente para lo que somos Gnani Mahatma es solamente para un conocimiento nuestro, ¿no? No vamos a estar saliendo al mundo a decirle que somos Gnani Mahatmas.
Yeah, the Gnani Mahatma is the one who has got 100%. Has got a 100% intention, decision, and love. Intention, decision, and love for the 5 agnas of the Gnani Purush. He wants to be in the agnas, you see. He loves them, he wants to understand them, and he has decided he doesn't want to go anywhere out of the agnas. That is called a Gnani Mahatma.
Gnani Mahatma conoció el Gnani, quiere estar, cuando tiene el Gnan, quiere estar en las agnas, tiene toda la intención de estar ahí y de no irse jamás.
When 5 agnas slip, then the agnan takes over, you see. When you're out of 5 agnas, then the ignorance comes in, you see. And the opinions come in, and the suffering comes in, you see.
Cuando no estás en las 5 agnas, aparece el sufrimiento y la ignorancia.
Yeah, so here, the importance, Magi and your group, Damian and all of those people who are, and so many of you in the core team have organized retreats, and one coming up later on with our dear Sirish Bhai, you see. These are important because this is where you're going to be focused on Gnan only, you see, on Gnan, an application of Gnan, knowledge, you see.
la importancia de poder hacer este retiro, y vamos a tener la presencia de Shirish, es lo que nos permite poder tener toda la atención puesta en el Gnan. Esa es la importancia, ¿no?
Yeah, it's something that will benefit because it will promote being with the self. Sat Sang means, actually Sang means company. For the new ones, Sang means company and Sat means eternal. You see? That
Satsang
is
es compañía eterna, y vamos a estar todos los Mahatmas reunidos en esta compañía de lo eterno.
so the Gnani Mahatmas and Mahatmas with Gnan, you see, are instruments that facilitate satsang, you see, that allow you to be the self, you see, to be the self, you see, facilitate satsang.
Los Gnani Mahatmas que estamos en un retiro o que estamos todos juntos, estamos con otros Mahatmas, es donde podemos realmente poder expresarnos como el ser.
And when you are in satsang, to believe that this person is speaking or this person is understanding, all of these things is wrong vision. It is relative vision only. The real vision is Gnan, the knowledge is being shared, you see. Knowledge is being supported. Knowledge is being supported. Gnan, that liberates, is being supported. And ignorance is seen as it is. Knowledge is being supported, you see. Gnan is...
En esta visión de Mahatma, donde el Gnan, que es el conocimiento, es donde estamos, donde nos enfocamos y nos aleja de la ignorancia, o Agnan, ¿no? Que es ignorancia.
Yeah.
Entonces, estando juntos, reunidos, vamos a estar compartiendo el verdadero conocimiento.
In fact, knowledge is being shared by the world too, you see. If you have the vision, if you have the understanding, the world is teaching you every day. Your worldly interactions are teaching you every day. Even the little child or even the one who is fighting with you comes in front of you to give you the opportunity to see the knowledge behind it, you see. But you grab on, you believe he is speaking, she is doing it, and therefore you slip with him too, you see. You slip with him or her too, you see.
Todo el día, todo el tiempo, las interacciones mundanas y la vida misma nos están mostrando y enseñando, están trayendo conocimiento. De hecho, si una persona viene frente a nosotros y por ahí nos dice algo que no nos gusta, nosotros también podemos revelarnos, quedarnos con ellos, ¿no? Y nos permite ver cómo está nuestro conocimiento.
So for the one who is in satsang, the one who is in 5 agnas is in the highest satsang, my friends, you see. The one who understands this magnificent vision that we have been involved in ever since this satsang started is in satsang, you see, is the one who understands this. One who is in 5 agnas is in satsang. The one who slips out of the 5 agnas has slipped into agnan, is slipped into that which is not satsang.
El solo hecho de estar reunidos y de estar en las 5 agnas nos mantiene en satsang. De las 5 agnas inmediatamente nos caemos en la ignorancia.
If you cannot, the highest thing to understand and to carry home with you in everything, in every gathering of Mahatmas or non-Mahatmas, Mahatma with a non-Mahatma, because wherever you go, there is going to be a Mahatma with non-Mahatmas. In this world, from here onwards, my friends, whether you are in Chile or you are in Argentina or you are in Brazil or wherever you may be in this world, wherever you go, there is going to be a Mahatma with a non-Mahatma, you see,
cualquier lugar donde vayamos en este mundo va a haber Mahatmas y va a haber no Mahatmas, acá en Argentina, Chile, Japón, cualquier lado.
There is going to be a world of the great one, the awakened one, you see, Mahatma.
With el mundo de los despiertos, el gran mundo de los Mahatmas.
With the ones who are not awakened, you know, who are mudha, dormados, you see. Dormant. See, they're in the dormant. You see, they're in the dormant ones, you know, like the.
Van a estar los Mahatmas, que son los despiertos, y después van a estar los que están dormidos. Y esto sucede.
Yeah, they have not yet. They can't fly. You know, they can fly in their beautiful world. You see, they are not butterflies yet. You see. You know, but you, with your vision, can be in satsang instantly with these, any one of these 5 agnas. So, you know, Ishyo Samapura, Soy Amapura, Vishuddhatma. I am the pure blissful one, and your satsang begins. I am the pure blissful one, and your satsang begins. Huh?
El solo hecho de decir yo soy eternamente bendecido nos hace entrar en satsang.
I just highlighted this gentleman here, Ricardo, because I just wanted to ask him if he understands everything. Right? Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Ricardo, acá te pone Shuddha bien visible por si quieres hacer alguna pregunta o tenés alguna duda.
Yeah. Let's see, is he muted? Is he cancelled? Let me see.
Sí, ahí se escucha.
Sí.
En verdad, tengo varias preguntas, pero llevaría tiempo y no quiero ocupar por lo menos ahora solamente alguna podría ser. En primer lugar, provengo, que creo que es una traba finalmente, de prácticas de yoga, filosofía del yoga, con un maestro que acaba de fallecer, mi maestro, hace pocos días. Esta semana pasada.
He comes from the world of yoga and his master have died a week ago.
Okay. Yes, my friend. Go on. Yes.
Bueno, una de las preguntas concretas es, creo que hay 2 caminos básicamente en la búsqueda espiritual. Unos caminos son dualistas y otros caminos no dualistas. Me siento atraído.
Perdón, Ricardo. He says that he thinks there are 2 kinds of paths. One that they are dual, one is more realist, and one no.
Yes. Okay.
Seguir, Ricardo, por favor.
Duality and non-duality. Is that what he's saying?
Yes.
Correcto.
Okay.
Ahora, me siento especialmente atraído por las enseñanzas de Ramana Maharshi, maestro Ramana Maharshi, y Nisargadatta Maharaj. Estos caminos.
The knowledge of those two masters.
La pregunta es, estos caminos también se denominan directos, es decir, caminos muy directos, igual que el Gnani Vidhi o el Akram Vignan, que entiendo es un camino también acrámico, como se dice.
No es acrámico, Ricardo, es crámico.
Perdón.
Acrámico, perdón, repetime vos lo que dijiste.
Claro, el camino propuesto por Ramana Maharshi o Nisargadatta Maharaj se dice que es un camino directo, igual que el Akram Vignan.
Para ahí. He says that these 2 paths of these 2 masters are very direct paths as the Akram Vignan.
Yes.
Sí, seguí.
Entonces, una de mis dudas es, estos caminos, comparándolos con el Akram Vignan, ¿serían igualmente cuál seguir? O sea, ¿cuál debo seguir? Porque el Akram Vignan...
Which path to choose, because... Seguí.
Okay, so let me just share this with you, Ricardo, my friend. Okay.
Voy a compartir algo con vos, Ricardo.
First of all, you mentioned that your master died, and you see, the master never dies. Only he changes bodies. You see, it's his body, his visible form is no more. You see, your master, your relative master, whoever the special person was, he is there now. He's always there within you. And his physical form is no more. You see, the Murt is over. The Amurt continues the journey. The invisible one continues. You see. Go on, translate for him.
Lo que quiere decir es que vos compartiste que tu maestro había muerto y Shuddha dice que él solamente dejó su cuerpo y que tu maestro va a estar con vos porque su verdadero ser es invisible.
Now these two masters, then these two great human beings that you just mentioned, Nisargadatta and Ramana Maharshi, phenomenal human beings and Gnanis of a sort, obviously Gnanis who had attained the self and were talking about the self only with others, you see.
Estos dos maestros maravillosos que vos nombraste, ellos consiguieron, obtuvieron el ser y solo hablan del ser.
But they were talking with human beings only about the self only. You see, they did not give them the complete knowledge about who is going to run the world of Ricardo, you see. You know,
lo que nos dijeron estos maestros que sí hablaban del ser es quién regía el mundo, cómo se movía el mundo. Ellos hablaban del ser solamente.
Yeah, they continue to tell you don't need to do anything, think on only the I, continue to meditate upon the I, who am I, and you'll come to the answer. And there are still people in Arunachala, which is in South India, you see, a place in South India where people, you know, a lot of Westerners go and they sit in caves thinking about who am I, and don't come to any answers, you see.
La invitación de los maestros era que se sienten y mediten quiénes son hasta que les venga la respuesta, ¿no? Hay un lugar en el sur de India, no puedo repetir el nombre, pero ahí va la gente, van los occidentales a sentarse a meditar, pero no obtienen la respuesta.
Human beings of this era of the time cycle of our time, 2019, do not have the capacity to go too deep into who am I, you see. They do not have the capacity. And they go around sitting, you know, the feeling as long as they sit in one position to meditate, they feel good. But then when they open their eyes and walk about their relative world, their reality is still in front of them and they don't have the exact answers, you see.
En esta época, en 2019, el hombre no tiene la capacidad para darse cuenta de quién verdaderamente es. Puedes sentarte y meditar y vas a obtener paz y vas a estar bien, pero después al salir de tu espacio de meditación vas a encontrarte con lo relativo que no te causa gracia y no te gusta.
Yes, what they were talking about the self, and the self is very, very beautiful, extremely beautiful. If you read their works, you know, it is extremely appealing, but it does not begin even to give the initial experience of the self that you have received in the Gnani Vidhi of Gnani Purush Dadashri.
Estos maestros que vos nombraste han escrito y han dicho cosas maravillosas y hermosas sobre el ser, casi indescriptibles, pero lo que no pudieron darte es la experiencia del ser.
Yeah, says this, we have been talking about the remembering. You know, you don't have to remember anymore. You do not even have to search anymore about who am I, because you have arrived at the exact understanding and the experience of who am I. Oh, soy Amapura. I am the blissful one. I am as blissful as Nisargadatta and Ramana Maharshi. I have attained that. I have attained that.
Lo maravilloso de esto es que nosotros ya obtuvimos la liberación del ser como estos dos grandes maestros que vos citaste, y ya no tenés que estar buscando, ni siquiera tenés que estar invocando, porque tenés experiencia de tu ser divino.
And you have actually gone beyond the path of the duality as well as the path of non-duality. This is beyond both of those paths, you see. Some go in the path of duality in the relative, and some go on the path of the absolute without experiencing the absolute, you see. And so if you talk about the absolute without experiencing the absolute, you are still floating in no man's land. You don't, your feet are neither on the ground nor are they on solid ground anywhere, you see.
El hecho de estar hablando hay gente que elige el camino de la dualidad, y hay personas que eligen el camino de lo absoluto, pero estar hablando de lo absoluto sin haberlo experimentado es como que estás en el medio sin la experiencia que estás hablando, es solo cabeza.
Yes, and and what these masters, these great Gnanis, both of them, they were able to make a difference in the lives of those who actually met them live, you see, who had the live darshan and had the live contact when they were living. But after they are gone, they are only left with their books only, you see, and no book can liberate a human being, you see.
Estos maravillosos maestros partieron de esta vida y solo quedaron sus palabras, y quedaron sus palabras en libros, pero nunca jamás ningún libro puede despertarte, iluminarte y darte la experiencia del ser.
The book can only say that this is very beautiful and I have to go where I have to meet a human being who has this knowledge, who is present like you, Ricardo, are present right now with this little bit of knowledge inside. You see, you are aware of who you are now, you are separate from Ricardo. Ricardo is in front of you. You see, you are separate from the mind of Ricardo, you are separate from the opinions of Ricardo, you are separate from the intellect of Ricardo, you are separate from the ego of Ricardo. See, you're separate.
Vos ahora, sin embargo, tenés la experiencia de poder estar separado y poder observar la mente de Ricardo, el intelecto, el ego, todas las opiniones y todos los pensamientos, sabiendo que eso no es tu ser real.
And so that in order that you will not slip from this experience that you have received in the Gnani Vidhi, our Gnani Purush Dadashri has given you the exact fence around you, exact net, so that you will not slip below it, you see, this of the 5 agnas, you see, the exact, you will not slip from this state and continue from the Amapura to the Absoluto Amapura, you see. Continue in that path, you see.
Y para que puedas mantenerte en este estado, Dada te da una red de contención para que no te caigas, no te salgas de esto que son las 5 agnas.
In his Charan Vidhi that you have been given in the little book, is enough knowledge, is more knowledge. In those special sentences in the middle part of the Charan Vidhi, then anything you can read in Nisargadatta or in Ramana Maharshi book. Okay, this powerful sentences, some of which we already talked about today. You see.
Y acá en este pequeño libro del Charan Vidhi, podés encontrar palabras que tienen que ver con estos maestros que vos citaste, hermosas palabras.
When you say, I am alipta, alipta chu, that means nothing smears me, nothing annoys me, nothing touches me. This is your experience, and you're saying it. It is no longer a wondering about, oh, what does it really mean? Those people say it without the experience, and that is a whole difference, you see. It is the whole difference.
Poder decir que estás, que nada te puede tocar, Alip Tachu dijo, como que sos intocable, nada te puede tocar, esa es tu experiencia. Una cosa es escuchar las palabras y otra cosa es haber tenido la experiencia y tener la experiencia, mantenerla a través de los 5 agnas.
Yeah,
Eso no es nada.
So we do namaskars to your guru, that whoever master he was, because it is through his grace that you are here. You see, the gentleman who passed away, the special one who passed away, it is through his subtle grace that you are here in this satsang. You see, he
Entonces,
has.
Los más altos saludos y nos inclinamos ante él porque por su gracia vos hoy estás aquí.
We have had countless masters in previous lives too, you see, but we have not met a Gnani Purush, you see. And in this life,
hemos tenido muchísimos maestros en vidas anteriores.
Yeah.
Nunca habíamos encontrado un Gnani Purush.
Yeah, we met our Gnani who liberated us, you see, and that is the beauty. The more you appreciate it, the more free you will be, you see. Mm-hmm.
Cuanto más se aprecie lo que el Gnani nos dio de la liberación, más libres vamos a ser.
Do you understand, my friend? Ricardo, do you understand? Or do you have any questions?
¿O te quedó alguna pregunta?
Sí, igual no voy a... Solamente una pregunta más breve, o dos nada más, para no ocupar todo el tiempo. Cuando hice el Ñambidi este año en Puerto Iguazú, leyendo cuando había que hacer el Charan Vidhi, los mantras, seguir a Deepak Bhai, estoy acostumbrado al sánscrito y no sé por qué me perdí en la repetición de los mantras, y realmente tengo dudas de si voy a recibir el beneficio igualmente del Ñambidi, porque esta separación de la que hablamos, de la experiencia de la separación, no podría decir que la tengo tan clara.
¿Tenés tus dudas?
Claro, porque la teoría de haber leído, o sea, cuando participé en Ñambidi decía que creo que después de las 2 horas de participar en Ñambidi se experimentaba la conciencia de separación. Después, hablando con los compañeros, se decía que la experiencia de separación era sutil al principio. Personalmente sentí que algo sucedió en el Ñambidi, pero no estoy seguro de que si esta experiencia de separación es la que tuve, o sea, si el efecto del Ñambidi va a ser igual aunque no haya podido repetirlo. ¿Se entiende? No sé si se entiende la pregunta.
Sí, gracias. He's not sure to receive, when he was in the Nan, he couldn't repeat the sentences. The Nani told us that we were maybe possible not able to repeat exactly each sentence, but he want to know if the same he received the Gnan, the separation.
Yes, my friend. This, you see, this it doesn't really matter. People, this, if you remember it, you were instructed in before the Gnan Vidhi started that you just repeat the sentences, and do not try to make the meaning out of what you're repeating. Do not try to understand what you're repeating, you see. This is a very subtle instruction, you see. Because if you try to understand what you are repeating, the intellect of Ricardo will come in, you see. Intellect will arise. What is the meaning of this word? What is the meaning of this word? And the process of the separation that is happening at a very subtle level. It is a very subtle level. It's a very subtle level disconnection will be disturbed. But in your case or in no case it gets disturbed. Sorry, I'll finish this and then I will continue. Otherwise, it'll be a long sentence. Go on.
Yeah. Lo que Shuddha dice es que de una forma muy sutil, antes de comenzar la ceremonia, se dice que repitas, que no te preocupes en entender, no entender, y si lo estás haciendo bien o mal, porque esas son todas interferencias de la mente. Pero de todas maneras, solo repetir como puedas, y a todos nos pasó de la misma forma. Yes.
Yes. Okay. There is this Gnani Vidhi separation is the separation of the absolute I, the I that you are, the one whom you really are, from that which you are not. You see, this that we see in front of us is Ricardo. Ricardo looks like this, but who are you in it? Who are you? Ricardo will be left here and you still remain. Ricardo will leave this world as we know it, but you will always be there, you see. And this I, awareness and experience of it, begins at a very subtle level, and it does not require the 48 minutes of the Gnani Vidhi, you see. It requires one split second only for it to happen. So it doesn't really matter whether you were repeating the sentences exactly or whether you were understanding the sentences exactly. This is much more subtle, this separation that happens, okay? Go on. And then
lo que sucede en el Gnani Vidhi es absolutamente sutil y es más allá de la forma en que repetiste las palabras y si lo entendiste o no lo entendiste. Y esto nos lleva 48 minutos, es un segundo en el que se produce la separación. Y esta separación se mantiene.
There is plenty of time. There is a whole lifetime afterwards to understand each one of those sentences of the Gnani Vidhi. They are available in the books of Dada. We talked about 3 such sentences today, you see. There's plenty of time to understand. Today you understand what it means when you say, I am invisible. I also invisible. I am invisible. Ricardo is visible. The world of Ricardo is visible, but I am invisible. You see, you understand it. You experience it. You see, this is the separation. And so therefore it is not important to understand the words or to repeat them as they are given to you. Even if the Gnani Vidhi was given to you in Russian and you repeated those sentences like the Russians would speak, still the separation would happen.
Mira, obviamente que todas las oraciones, todo lo que se dijo durante el NAN, tenemos toda la vida para poder entenderlo y hoy, de hecho, hemos estado hablando de 2 o 3 de esas frases fundamentales y una que sí estuvimos trabajando, viendo, aprendiendo, recibiendo el conocimiento, es que somos invisibles. Ricardo es visible, tu ser es invisible. Y aunque hubieras recibido el NAN en ruso y hubieras tenido que repetir en ruso sin entender nada y repitiendo mal, también hubieras recibido la separación del ser.
I know of a lot of non-Westerners. In other words, I know of a lot of non-Indians. In other words, those who are not Indians, but in the Western world, who in the initial stages were getting the total Gnani Vidhi from Niruma and also from our current Gnani Deepak Bhai in Gujarati only. And the separation happens for them. You see, they speak the whole Gnani Vidhi in Gujarati, but something happens. Some of them complain, "Oh, I don't understand what happened." But after a few days, things start happening inside. Something has shifted. You see, something before the belief, also Ricardo has shifted to a subtle inner awareness, also Amapura. That is all that is needed. That is all that is needed. You see, so don't worry about the Gnani Vidhi. The separation has happened.
Conozco un montón de gente que recibió el Gnani Vidhi en Gujarati y que de todas maneras recibió la separación. Es tan sutil, pero la separación sucede. Y por ahí Gujarati es solamente para los que viven allí, no para el resto del mundo. Y esto sintieron por ahí en el momento o a los 2-3 días esta sensación de la separación.
Yeah, what you are expressing is a little bit of your expectation from your intellect because of your readings of these two other Gnanis that you mentioned, you see, Nisargadatta and Ramana Maharshi, you see. You're expecting too much, do you see? And the expectation is from the intellect only. Now, the subtle thing has happened. The subtle shift has happened, you see.
Esto te está costando entenderlo, dado toda la aplicación intelectual que vos estás haciendo o hiciste con la lectura. Y esto no tiene que ver con el intelecto, porque lo que vos recibiste fue una elevación inmediata. Esto es lo que está sucediendo. So sorry, Shuddha, Maggie wants to share something.
Okay, Maggie, yes.
Sí.
Que vos repetís 48 minutos. Sí. Lo que es tan sutil que la separación a sí misma se produce en una milésima de segundo.
Se lo dijo después. Yo se lo dije, sí. Okay. No, sorry, that's it.
Yeah, it's very subtle. And also, my friend, this thing is the rest of the world continues to talk about niyama, whereas for you and I, it has begun as an experience, because now, even if you want to forget Samapura, you cannot. You see, this is the beauty of it. You know, for the rest of the world, they talk about Niyama and then they project it, you see. They talk and they read about it. For here, the experience of the Amapura is associated with the ability to see my own mistakes, you see, where Ricardo is wrong, what's going on inside Ricardo, you see. That is the separation, because the ama is separate from the body, you see.
La posibilidad que te da esta separación es poder ver a Ricardo, donde Ricardo está equivocándose, qué es lo que está haciendo, ¿no? Lo podés ver, tenés el conocimiento y tenés la luz para poder verte a vos mismo, ¿no? Ricardo, tu ser mira a Ricardo, el mío mira a Patricia, qué es lo que está haciendo.
Okay. Yes, I go on. I know you want to say something. Go on. After we finish Ricardo, we take a break. Okay, go on.
Después de que termines, vamos a ir a un recreo.
Mejor, sí, ahora vamos al recreo
Okay.
Una pregunta después. Sí.
Yeah, we're going now to a break, Shuddha.
Okay, let us take a break. And also, just one last sentence for him.
Una última oración para vos, Ricardo.
This Akram Vignan is so exclusive. In the initial stages, do not mix it with other books, you see. The other books, initially focus on Akram Vignan, you see, and then once you become very solid in the Amapura, then you're free. Then you're free to read anything else that you want to.
En los inicios del Akram Vignan, el consejo es que te aboques y que te enfoques en el alma pura. Y ya cuando estés con tu visión sólida de quién verdaderamente sos y tu conocimiento y experiencia, entonces seguí leyendo todo lo que quieras leer, si no es como que hay un mix muy grande.
Okay, all right. So thank you, and let's meet. You want 10 minutes
or 5 minutes?
5 minutes. Okay. 5-minute break, and then we'll be back. Okay, we'll be back. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. Jai Sachidana. Thank you.
Jai Sachidana.
Ricardo, eso fue Ricardo.
¿Alguna de ustedes, de Maggie o...
Jai Sachitanan. Aló. La Plata.
Hola, Ceci.
¿Qué haces, Grace?
Jai Sachidana.
Jai Sachitanan.
Jai Sachidana.
Jai Sachitanan. Jai Sachitanan.
Hola,
Grace. Hola. Nosotros abrigaditos y ustedes con calor.
Sí, estamos en verano.
Sí.
Acá no.
Se va.
Vénganse para acá, para el calorcito.
Ah. Sí que iría.
En Chaco hace calor.
Ah, ¿verdad?
¿Sí?
Sí, yo estoy con remera.
Mira.
Qué suerte la tuya.
Cristian, tenés un frío bárbaro.
Sí, fui a hacer deporte, volví, estaba aquí heladísimo y me senté al satsang, así que ahora vamos a hacer un tecito para pasarlo.
Claro. Te enfriaste ahora.
No duende, pero está bien. Chico y verde.
Estás hecho un pitufo.
Sí.
Hola, Pili.
Hola, Graciela.
Para poder ir.
Hola, mamen.
Hola, mamen. Hola, Lu.
Hermosa, mamen.
Esperá.
Desparecido aquí.
Esperá.
Luqui. Lucas. ¿Estás por ahí? Cosa fava.
¿Qué cosa hacer?
Pero el chico está trabajando, ¿no? Está parado, ¿sabes?
Parece que no está bien tampoco.
No está bien.
No.
No está bien de qué.
Económicamente, bueno, de todo. Económicamente repercute también en que y Laura también pasa.
Pero están los dos juntos, ¿no?
Sí. Pues sí, me parece algo interesante. todavía no se sabe.
Un pueblo de ahora hay problemas en Inglaterra también. Pero hace mucho occidente está entrado ahí, sur de India. Sur de India hay mucho, incluso la chica que viene de Inglaterra, muchos hacen agua de valores. Marta. Samantha sigue con chicos, es pakistaní todavía.
Para que se conocieras de Sony es un encantador. Sony es realmente establecido en estos barrios de la gran.
Sí, ya se metió.
Sí, no se metió, se estaba metido, se metieron los dos a la vez. Pues no sé.
Ricardo,
Sí,
que el intelecto no te deja soltar el trono. Está el intelecto ahí en su trono que no se suelta, ¿no? ¿Te acuerdas que hablamos en Argentina?
sí, sí.
Hablamos lo mismo exactamente. El
Sí.
intelecto le cuesta mucho porque siempre pone alguna excusa delante, ¿verdad? Siempre te saca algo.
Claro, es la característica del intelecto, justamente, sí.
Exacto.
Sí. Sin embargo, no es una herramienta el intelecto, pero llega a un punto, por supuesto, que hay que saltar al vacío, por supuesto, y ahí no entra el intelecto, ¿no? Esto, lo tengo claro eso. Me refería a Gnani Purush porque si lo que sea verdadero, por definición, la palabra verdad tiene que ser verificable. Y la conciencia, en mi caso particular, siento a mi ser, inclusive antes del Gnani Purush, pero no podría yo estar seguro de que el día de Gnani Purush experimenté esta tal separación de la que se habla. Pero entiendo que es en un plano tan sutil que a lo mejor uno no es consciente.
Correcto, es así.
Pero si uno no es consciente, porque si uno no fue tan consciente, ¿qué evidencias tiene uno de que esta separación se produjo? Porque tiene que haber una evidencia. Y la evidencia todavía no está en el campo de la conciencia. No sé si se entiende Por eso la duda.
Para mí ya me dio una alegría interior y una paz que ya no tengo dudas, o sea que ya ahí está. O sea que ni leo más, ni quiero más confusiones, ya todo, ya tengo tanta información que con el Akram que seguir leyendo y que cada día me llama más, que ya no busco fuera.
Totalmente de acuerdo. De hecho, creo que ninguna lectura de nada, absolutamente, ni siquiera de la ciencia, porque sigue siendo palabra y por supuesto son limitantes y lo único verdadero es la experiencia, pero eso es en todos los órdenes, aún entiendo en el Gnani Purush, es decir, lo que uno lee es media verdad, cualquier cosa leída, solamente la experiencia es lo que hace la diferencia, ¿no? Eso seguro.
según va pasando el tiempo, va creciendo el prajna, esa intuición, pero va poco a poco, según va pasando el tiempo, va creciendo. No es una cosa inmediata, milagrosa, evidente, palpable, pero sí lo vas notando con el tiempo.
Sí, sí, yo creo que lo estoy sintiendo. En mi caso, no es que lo empecé a sentir con el Gnani Vidhi, en verdad, sino que de alguna manera ya antes del Gnani Vidhi, tal vez era algo distinto, por supuesto, y seguramente el Gnani Vidhi lo va a acelerar esto, no me cabe duda. En mi caso, en realidad, también voy a comentar algo que no viene al caso. Yo tuve una experiencia con una sustancia que es de un sapo del desierto de México, cosa que habitualmente no hago, no ha sido mi camino con sustancias como hongos y demás, ayahuasca y demás, pero sí tuve una experiencia con el sapo bufo alvarius, una experiencia que no hay ninguna palabra, por supuesto, como con este tipo de experiencia que lo pueda describir. Creo que me fundí con el absoluto por lo que viví. Pero nada, es una experiencia aleatoria, no sirve porque es algo incorporado desde afuera, ¿no? Es una sustancia que se incorpora desde afuera y no tiene valor, pero sí tuve esa experiencia y creo de alguna manera sentido de que es comprender, digamos, de quiénes somos y demás, pero bueno, sí tenía la duda de Gnani Vidhi, ¿no? Sí.
Oh, okay, so shall we start?
Yes.
Okay, let's start now. Can you unmute yourself?
Now,
okay,
can
good.
you see me?
Yes, I can see you. So let me just mute everyone else so we cut down this extra sound. All right, so shall we? Now, okay. All right, so let's just continue. Is there anyone else who has would like to share anything or any kind of questions?
¿Quiere compartir algo más o tenga una pregunta?
If anybody else wants to say anything, we are most welcome, especially the new ones. The new. If not, we just continue with our the final sentences of our Charan Vidhi.
Si no, vamos a continuar con las oraciones hasta el final del Charan Vidhi.
All right, and as you know, we were.
Luz, por favor.
Okay, go on.
¿Hay alguien que quiera compartir o preguntar algo o continuamos con... Let's continue, Shuddha, please.
Okay, all right. Okay.
¿Puedo hacer una pregunta cortita?
Okay, Lucas. All right, go on. Lucas.
No, la pregunta de Ricardo, que es más nuevo que yo, así que no hay problema. Después cualquier cosa yo pregunto. Don't worry.
He will ask you later first, Ricardo, that he's a new one.
Okay, all right. So, okay, let us now go to the sharing of the Charan Vidhi part, where we, let me just get this thing. Oops. Do you see this, Charan Vidhi?
Yes.
Oh, no, this is wrong.
This is in Portuguese.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I've go to the wrong document. Okay. Let me just get the right one.
Yes. No. Still Portuguese. This.
All right. Okay. Still Portuguese, I think. All right. So let me just close that and get the right one. Okay.
Sorry, Shuddha. Ricardo wants to ask you something.
Okay, Ricardo. Go on, Ricardo. Yeah, it's more important to take care of the Mahatmas here. Oh, go on, Ricardo, go on.
Dale, a preguntar que es más importante cuidar a los Mahatmas.
Igual es corto, creo. Sobre Simandar Swami, quisiera hacer una pregunta.
Dale.
Tengo, por lo que pude ver, estudiar, Simandar Swami sería un Tirthankara, y en realidad el nombre Tirthankara pertenece a un dios del jainismo, de la religión del jainismo. Entonces,
dame un minuto. He want to ask that Simandar Swami, he was reading that he is a Tirthankar, and Tirthankars are, por favor, are from the Chinese.
From Chinese?
No, Jainismo.
Jainismo.
I don't know how to say it.
Jainism. Jainism. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
¿Y qué más? Cuando leí esto, me surgió la duda de si, porque es de jainismo es una religión, y el Akram Vignan no es una religión. Concretamente, en realidad, mi duda es, al adorar a una deidad exterior a uno, como Simandar Swami, ¿no estoy desempoderándome siendo que Dios está en mi interior?
Okay. His question is if he adores a Tirthankar that it is out of him, is he taking power of the God who lives in him?
I'm not, okay. Let me repeat the question. I'm not very quite clear about what he's saying. In other words, if you adore or you worship something that is not within you versus worshipping that which is within you, is that the question?
No. He wants to know if he adores to a Tirthankar that is from the Chinese.
Jain, J-A-I-N.
Patito, le explico porque está preguntando otra cosa.
Pregúntale, dale vos.
He is asking if Simandar Swami is a deity that it's outside from you, from the self. It's the case that your power, you get less power, but in yourself, but worshiping this deity that it's outside yourself. That is more or less the question.
Okay, all right, good.
Gracias.
Okay, all right, thank you, Cristian. See, understand, it's a good question to ask because it's important to clarify this in the beginning rather than continuing not understanding and then be confused about it, okay? All right, so it is good to ask this, okay? Now,
esto es bueno preguntarlo ahora antes de continuar y hacerlo en el inicio para que no traiga confusiones en el futuro.
Yeah, let us begin again with this concept of the murta or the visible.
Vamos a comenzar por este concepto del murta o visible.
And the amurta is the invisible, okay?
La murta es el invisible.
Amurta, okay? Now, you and I now, before the Gnani Vidhi, we were only the murtis, we were only the visible forms only, you know.
Nosotros, hasta el momento del Gnani Vidhi, solamente éramos los visibles, los murtas.
You know, I am Shuddha, this is who I am, or eu soy Ricardo, this is it.
Yo soy Shuddha, lo que se ve, o yo soy Ricardo, o es esto lo que se ve.
We had no awareness of who we really were, you see. We were living our entire life as I am this body, and this is what I want.
No teníamos el más mínimo conocimiento de quién realmente somos. Hemos vivido toda la vida en ignorancia de quién realmente somos, creyendo que solamente somos lo visible.
This is that the visible form is what appears to be moving and living and doing everything, you see.
Lo visible parece que es lo que se mueve y es lo que parece que está haciendo todo.
The invisible one within is the pure knower and the seer of everything that is happening to Shuddha or to Ricardo, you see, the invisible one.
Entonces la parte invisible es la que ve, la que observa y conoce lo que está haciendo Ricardo.
You see? Now, the invisible part is what we have entered into. With the invisible part we have entered into, and that awareness of the invisible is growing within us, you see? The awareness is growing within us through this new knowledge that of awakening. Okay?
A través de este nuevo conocimiento, de este despertar, aparece lo invisible, que es lo que conoce y ve todo lo que sucede.
And a time will come when our own awareness of who I am will become complete, absolute. Right now it is at the level of Eo So Amapura or Soy Amapura. I am pure self, you see. Right now it's the beginning of the awareness is not total, the experience is not total.
A partir de recibir la separación en el Nan, empieza a surgir el conocimiento, pero en un inicio este conocimiento y esta experiencia todavía no es total.
The experience of the total of the self that I am, the eternal, the experience of the eternal, which is complete, is called absolute knowledge. You see, that is absolute knowledge. There it is complete, you see.
Cuando se alcanza el estado de total conocimiento y de observación, nos volvemos seres absolutamente completos de conocimiento, almas absolutamente puras.
So
Por ahora,
now,
solo tenemos el conocimiento de que somos alma pura.
And that is associated with complete purity also in the body also, you see. The complete, in other words, the body becomes also completely pure, the body complex, you see.
En la medida que el conocimiento crece y se completa, el cuerpo también se vuelve absolutamente puro.
The body's purity is associated with no hurt to any living being. You see, the body's purity is associated with absolute non-violence, absolute. The presence of such a one is called a living God, is living Tirthankar, or living God. Forget about the word Tirthankar right now, you see.
Por el momento te va a pedir que te olvides de la palabra Tirthankar, vamos a usar otra palabra. Y dice que el cuerpo se vuelve absolutamente puro cuando no se hiere a nadie, cuando es una persona de no violencia total.
The last,
el cuerpo se vuelve puro.
The last fully enlightened one.
Sorry. Y una persona en esa presencia es un Dios. Y aquí es donde te pide que te olvides de la palabra Tirthankar.
This absolute knowledge that arises, you see, this arises complete knowledge, you see, absolute knowledge. This last one that arose in this world, his name was Lord Mahavir, the last Tirthankar on this earth of ours, you see, 2,500 years ago. He was the fully enlightened one.
Hace 25.000 años, la última persona que tenía el absoluto conocimiento era Lord Mahavir, que estuvo aquí viviendo en la tierra y era un Tirthankar.
Yes. Now he has left. Since he left, you see, since he left 2,500 years ago, the world started declining, you see, and it was not until 500 to 600 years later that the word Jain, or people who worship him, came together as a group and says, we are the worshippers of Lord Mahavir and we call ourselves Jains. You say Jainism.
A partir de la muerte de que Lord Mahavir dejó esta tierra, el mundo comenzó a declinar. Hasta 600 años después aparecieron los jainistas diciendo que iban a hacer el trabajo de Lord Mahavir.
And the scriptures say that in the absence of a fully enlightened one, total liberation is not possible, absolute liberation. In other words, never to return to another body, you see, never to come back into another body, you know?
Y las escrituras antiguas dicen que si no es en presencia de un ser totalmente iluminado, vas a seguir volviendo a tener un cuerpo.
And so you have to have a living Tirthankar, a fully enlightened one, to be able to be completely liberated, absolute knowledge, you see.
Y necesitas tener una persona que esté totalmente iluminada, absolutamente iluminada y de conocimiento.
So the Jains in this relative religion, they believe that it is not possible for a human being to get liberated at all. You see, now that the last Tirthankar has gone and there is not going to be another fully enlightened one on this earth of ours for the next 84,000 years, you see.
Y los jainistas decían que por la falta de presencia de un ser totalmente iluminado, no iba a haber posibilidades de liberación hasta un montón de tiempo después, que no me acuerdo qué dijo. How many years?
84,000 years, okay? Now,
decían que la liberación iba a ser imposible hasta 84.000 años después.
So that means you have to continue to. So do you wait for another 84,000 years? It is, you know, do we wait for the human beings continue to wait for another 84,000 years? Well,
si estamos dispuestos o queremos esperar otros 84.000 años para poder liberarnos.
You see, that is the step-by-step path view. That is the traditional view. That our Gnani Purush Dadashri says, just because it is not possible to have a Tirthankar here, is it possible? Is there any other way? And Lord Mahavir himself has said, yes, there is a fully enlightened one in another world, you see. Lord Mahavir has spoken about, speaks about Lord Simandar, you see, who is still living and is present in another world, you see.
Entonces, Lord Mahavir mismo dijo que hay un ser así absolutamente iluminado, un Tirthankar, que está viviendo en otro mundo, y es Lord Simandar Swami.
Yes, and so Lord Mahavir has spoken about him. Other previous Gnani Purushes have also spoken about him. And the last one who had connection with that Lord Simandar Swami is our Gnani Purush Dadashri. He had actual connection with him, you see.
Nuestro actual Gnani Purush, que es Dada Bhagwan, él está conectado con Lord Simandar Swami.
Yeah, Gnani Purush Dadashri has connections with Lord Simandar Swami, you see.
Gnani Purush Dada Bhagwan está conectado con Simandar Swami.
Gnani Purush Dadashri, you see, the original one who became enlightened and gave Akram Vignan to all of us. He is the one who has had connection with Lord Simandar Swami. Dadashri, can you say Dadashri?
¿Puedes decir Dadashri?
No, Patito dice que fue Dadashri, Dada el original, el que tuvo conexión con Lord Simandar Swami.
Yes, okay. Because Dada Bhagwan is the eternal one within each one of us, you see. You know? So
Dada Bhagwan es el ser eterno que está en cada uno de todos nosotros.
Dada Bhagwan is the absolute knowledge. It does reside within each one of us. You see, the absolute knowledge is present within each one of us, but it is not possible for it to completely open up in this earth of ours, on this earth of ours. You see.
El Gnani Purush es un ser que habita en todos nosotros, pero es como que no puede abrirse dentro de nosotros completamente ahora.
With the 5 agnas that he has given us, you see, it is possible to purify ourselves to the extent where as soon as this body, this life is over, we will be pulled and we will take birth around this Lord Simandar who is fully enlightened and living in another world, you see.
Y con estas 5 agnas que nos dio el Gnani Purush Dadashri, es a través de ella que nosotros vamos a ser empujados a renacer en otro mundo.
We just have to settle these files that arise in front of Ricardo. Ricardo is a file. You are Amapura, you see. You have to settle Ricardo's files with equanimity, with this knowledge. That's all. When you settle the files of Ricardo with equanimity, one after the other, then when all files are settled here, you see, it will be time for the soul that you are to leave, and automatically the next birth will be in front of this fully enlightened one. You see, this is the new knowledge. This is the new extra knowledge.
Ricardo tiene que resolver todos sus archivos con ecuanimidad y vivir en las 5 agnas. Y una vez que terminemos de resolver todos nuestros archivos con ecuanimidad, vamos a tener nacimiento frente al totalmente iluminado.
Yeah, Gnani Purush Dadashri himself has said that I am the radio station. I am the radio station of Lord Simandar Swami.
El mismo Dadashri dijo que él era la estación de radio de Simandar, sí, la estación de radio de Lord Simandar Swami.
I am the radio station. I am the vehicle. I am the vehicle. I am the medium, you see.
Yo soy el medio.
I am the medium through which this speech, these liberating words of Lord Simandar Swami are coming out. You see, I'm just a radio station. The knowledge of liberation is his. He is pulling us all towards him, you see.
Dadashri dice, yo soy la estación de radio, yo soy el medio por el cual vienen las palabras de Lord Simandar Swami.
And our Gnani Deepak Bhai also, when I asked him about this, he says, yeah, not only the radio stations have changed, only I am the operator of the radio station has changed. I now the radio station of Lord Simandar Swami, you see.
Entonces, ahora con Gnani Purush Dadashri, él dice, bueno, yo ahora soy el operador de la estación de radio de Lord Simandar Swami.
Yeah, so Lord Simandar Swami is gracing this entire world of ours, you see, because after when a Tirthankar, a living, fully enlightened one, leaves, you see, there is no one to liberate these human beings, there is no one left, you see. They are only left with their intellect, and the intellect only makes them fight with each other. My religion, I am a Jain, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, I am better than you, I know better than you, and the fight start,
Si no hubiese una presencia de un totalmente iluminado, nos quedaríamos nosotros con nuestras mentes, y las mentes lo único que buscan es la pelea, ¿no? Y mi religión es mejor que la tuya, vos sos católico, musulmán, o lo que fuese,
Jain,
¿no?
Jain, Vaishnav, Christian, Krishna, everyone, you see, they fight.
Terminaríamos peleando entre todos.
You know, they fight in the name of the God without even knowing who God is or where He lives. Where is the Lord, you see?
Lo llamativo de todo esto es que la gente se pelea por un Dios que ni siquiera conoce, ni siquiera saben dónde está.
They fight and shed blood in the name of the Lord, my God.
Tomar sangre en el nombre de Dios y no saben quién es.
There is only one Allah, and you better not say you are Allah, you know, or you are a messenger of Allah, you know.
Dicen, hay uno solo, es Alá, y no puedes ni siquiera pronunciar su nombre ni decir que eres un mensajero.
Yeah, when you see, you've seen the rivers of blood that have tainted this world red all over, you know, life after life after life, you know. Human being is the most violent creature of all animal kingdoms, you see.
Podemos ver que todos los ríos de sangre que se han hecho en el nombre de Dios. Y el hombre es el animal más salvaje de toda la naturaleza.
So, my dear Ricardo, Lord Simandar Swami is as living and alive as you and I are. The only difference is his inside and outside is absolutely pure. And our inside is as pure as his inside. And our outside is associated with this karma particles called Ricardo or Shuddha or Magi or Maman, you see.
Lord Simandar es puro, absolutamente puro, tanto por fuera como por dentro, y nosotros estamos asociados con él. Tenemos en la parte interna la pureza, pero en la parte externa tenemos este ego.
Even forget about Lord Simandar Swami, the body and the physical body of our Gnani Purush Dadashri was so pure, you see, so beautiful, that even people could touch him. Wherever they touched him, they could feel the presence of the liberated one, you see, and they could, even by sitting around him, they could feel liberated. Even, 50 years have gone since in 1988, you see, and here we are feeling his liberation through his words,
Lo impresionante de la pureza de una persona que está absolutamente iluminada y que está puro, y poder estar en su presencia y poder tocarlo, era una experiencia que te permitía sentirte liberado en ese mismo instante. Y de hecho, tantos años después de su muerte, aquí estamos todos sentados, reunidos, hablando compartiendo sus palabras, y en estos instantes nos sentimos absolutamente liberados.
Gnani Purush Dadashri has spoken hundreds of thousands of words of liberation, and he says, no, there will never be a human being. No, there will be nobody will arise who can put a cross, put a red mark and strike one word of what I have spoken. You see, correct it or improve it. This is how amazing this new science has arisen, this science of liberation. Even though he says, I'm a radio station of Lord Simandar, he himself is the liberator for this world of ours, He, for all practical purposes, he is our Tirthankar, you see.
Dadashri habló cientos de miles de palabras, y todas sus palabras son intachables. Y de hecho es a través de su presencia y de su radio, del ser su radioestación, que podemos obtener la liberación nosotros hoy.
Yeah, so the Murt, understand the Murt Amurta, the invisible one is perfect and complete. Within you and I, it is our ignorance. We just have to get rid of our residual ignorance through these magnificent agnas of our Gnani Purush Dadashri, and then we become like him, you see, or become like the Lord himself. So each one is on his way to becoming the Lord. He's not worshipping an external God, but worshipping your own self only, you see.
Nosotros hemos obtenido la separación y nosotros tenemos que trabajar para progresar y convertirnos sí, convertirnos en nuestro propio Dios. Y lo que hay que trabajar es lo relativo. Esto lo podemos hacer solo a través de las 5 agnas.
Even with this bliss of the liberation that arises through the 5 agnas and through the grace of the self that is awakened within, you say through the grace of the self that is awakened within, that I am the one, you see. There is no question, not even a doubt of where I will be in future. It really doesn't matter. You and I have arrived. Each one of us has arrived at the exact location, you see. So, if there is even going to be a more magnificent life, next life, so be it. Life is magnificent here and now. You see, here and now.
Wow. Perdón, empiezo. Todos nosotros que hemos conseguido y entrado en este camino y recibir el Gnan, no tenemos ninguna duda de que vamos a alcanzar el estado de liberación y que la vida es maravillosa y podremos tener una vida más, pero esta próxima vida va a ser maravillosa también, pero no tenemos duda en que hemos llegado y que vamos a alcanzar la liberación total.
Vishuddhatma Bhagavan, our time is up. We'll much more leave, you can ask, when you meet Sirish, you can ask him what he had doubts about Lord Simandar.
Cuando encuentren a Shirish, agárrenlo y pregúntale todo de Simandar. I will not tell him this.
yeah. So there, so you can, and then he asked Dada himself, you see. So, we wait until you meet him, and then you can ask him about that, okay? All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Vishuddhatma Bhagavan, highest namaskars to this beautiful group. In La Plata, all the Vishuddhatma Bhagavans there, yes, so beautiful
Thank you,
mass.
Shuddha. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, Jai Sachidanand, yes, Jai Sachidanand, and to this Posada group, which is special.
Posada.
Hola, Posada. Jai Sachidanand, yes. And to this group here in Tenerife, far away from us,
Tenerife.
Jai Sachidanand, Shuddhatma Bhagavans, pure soul selves, yes. And then we go to our individual ones, we go to dear Fabiani. Yes, Fabian. Fabi, Vishuddhatma Bhagavan, pure soul. Yes. And to our dear friend in Chile.
The larger group
the large group in Chile, yeah, right, absolutely. And yes, and to dear Graciela here, yes, your soul, yes, and yeah, with dear Maman, Maman Jai Sachidanand, yes, and Anna is here. Anna,
Esa es Silvia.
Yeah.
Silvia.
Yes, yes, right. Yes, yes. Hello.
La visión de él cuando te pone encima de ti.
And
Las habilita él.
to our Ricardo, dear friend.
Ricardo.
Hola, Ricardo. Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Yes.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, and our Jai Sachidanand, our dear friend Arman. Oh, hola. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Yeah. And of course we have, yeah, that's Maggie is already there, so we done that. And then we have Mercedes. We have Mercedes here. Oh. Good, that yeah, Posada, huh? Mercedes, yes, Shuddha. And over there, there's Cecilia. Sachidanand. And we have the special team here.
Buena madre. Sí,
Lucas y Silvia.
Shuddha.
¿No necesitas nada de algo para comer o algo?
Seguro, gracias.
Yeah. And we have Anna. All right, so I think we have covered, and there is Gladys, but she is covered up, her fingers, Mercedes and Gladys. Okay, Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Highest namaskars to all of you. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.